All right, good afternoon, everyone. I believe I am live here on Facebook, and I'm coming to you today with an Appy Hour program. And this is for Heights Libraries on Wednesdays, coming to you with an Appy Hour program. And this program is socially distanced holidays. And so I will get started with this in just a second here. But yes, so today I am coming to you with the topic of socially distanced holidays. I can't believe it, but Thanksgiving is next week. And so once again, we're going into the holidays, but also dealing with COVID. And I know many of us are still trying to take precautions with COVID. So we may be doing holiday gatherings a bit differently this year. And I wanted to talk about some apps that you can use that can help you keep in touch with people if you're not seeing them in person. So different ways to connect with people over the holidays, even if you're not doing so in person. So I'll get started here. My name is Jackie, and I am a tech librarian here at Heights Libraries, and I am coming to you today with today's Appy Hour program. So get started here talking about socially distanced holidays and apps you can use to stay connected with family and friends. So all the apps I'm talking about today will be in the App Store on your device. This is going to be either in the Google Play Store if you're on an Android phone or tablet, or it will be on an Apple device if you are on something like an iPad or an iPhone. The first thing I wanted to talk about is video chat apps. So video chat apps, I think many people have become very familiar with video chat apps because of the pandemic. We're using them more than ever. These are apps that allow you to talk with people by voice and video, and they use a technology called VoIP, which is voice over internet provider. So they are using an internet connection to provide voice and video between you and another person or several other people. There are several different services that you can use to place video calls. I've listed some of them here, such as Facebook Messenger, Zoom, Google Meet, Skype, and FaceTime. FaceTime, keep in mind, that is only for Apple devices, so it can only be used between people who have Apple devices, like an iPad or an iPhone. I did want to bring up another sort of peripheral topic to using video chat apps. When COVID first hit, so many people were using video chat apps like Zoom for work, for socializing with people, and for a while people were really into using these apps, but I think many of us are feeling something called Zoom fatigue, where we're just kind of tired of using video chat apps, or we find them tiresome, or we don't enjoy being on them. So I did want to just mention that Zoom fatigue is a real thing. Some people are having to use video chat apps all the time for work if they're still working from home. So there is something to maybe wanting to be on video calls for the holidays with family if you're not going to be seeing them in person, but also feeling like you're tired of using these apps, or it's just stressful to be on using one of these apps. So here are a couple points, just a few points about Zoom fatigue. One is schedule video calls ahead of time. So don't let just a bunch of people be calling you on a holiday, so where you feel out of control with it. Try to schedule those calls ahead of time so you know when to expect your need to be on a call, and that could give you a balance throughout the day of being on a video call and also just being present in the moment and not being on and using some sort of technology. You don't have to say yes to all call invites. I know that's tricky. It's the holidays. You want to say yes to all the invites. You don't want to say no to a family member or a friend. But if it really doesn't feel like, it'll work for you, consider saying no to an invite. Another thing you can do is keep calls short or decide ahead of time how long you want to stay on a call. You can step away, say, we're going to start the meal here for those of us who are in person. So kind of set that up ahead of time, how long you want to be on a call. Another thing you can do on video calls is you can try different activities on calls. I think often, these calls turn into just a bunch of family members coming on to a Zoom call or another video chat, group chat, and there's not much structure to it, so it's a bunch of people just sort of casually chatting, and that can get tiresome for a lot of people, or people feel like they're on the call too long. So one thing you could try to do is try a different structured activity on a call. One of these activities are games, and there are different online game platforms that you can use to connect with family members during the holidays. I've listed a few here. One is called Geo Guesser, and that's using Google Maps Street View images. And you could use this if someone is screen sharing the Geo Guesser screen from a computer. People as a group can try to guess locations of different locations that are coming up in the game. I was playing with it a little earlier today, and it was showing me famous places like Notre Dame Cathedral and the Alhambra in Spain. So those were famous places that it was showing me, and it was actually kind of fun to be able to play a game. And it'd be even more fun if you're doing it as a group and everyone is trying to guess locations, etc. Some other game options are Among Us, which is a game, and also Jackbox games. So those are some ideas if you did want to set up, a situation where you're playing a game with family members. I think that there's something to be said here too, for a little bit of creativity. Maybe, you cannot be with a family member this year, but it is a tradition that you would bake cookies with them. You could possibly get on a video call and, both of you in your respective kitchens be making cookies together and talking as you make, a recipe, a family recipe. That's an idea to connect with someone. Maybe it's an elderly family member who doesn't feel up for cooking, but maybe you could, while you're cooking, just have them on a video call so you are able to make those special recipes while talking to someone, talking to that family member who you can't be with in person this year. Another way that you could connect with family members is using a browser extension called Teleparty. And Teleparty allows you to watch TV shows or movies with a group of people, and you can watch shows on Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO, and Hulu. So those really are, Teleparty is a good option if you did want to watch a movie or a TV show with another person or several other people. Like I said, this is not an app. It's not available for mobile yet, although I have read that that is coming. Instead, it is a browser extension, so you would want to open up your browser, either Chrome or Microsoft Edge on your computer or a tablet, and you would install this extension into the browser. Like I said, the browser extension is available right now for Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. It does allow you to watch Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO shows and movies with someone else. And the screen over on the right is for Teleparty, and you can see that there is a text chat feature for it. If you do want to install Teleparty into your browser, you would just go to teleparty.com and click on the Install Teleparty button, and it will install the browser again on Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. The third thing I wanted to talk to you about today is Google Photos and how you can use Google Photos not just to store your own photos, but also to be able to share photos with others. And also you can order products directly from the Google Chrome app. So in terms of sharing albums, in Google Chrome you can put pictures into albums. So you could put a bunch of photos into albums, and then you can share them with, one person or several people. And I have circled here the share button. I created an album of photos, and I have circled the share button on the screen. The other way that you may see the share button is it kind of looks like a triangle. That is circled in the left-hand image here. And this is if you wanted to share individual pictures with someone, you could click that button, and then you could share them with someone by messenger, chat, or maybe in an email, or sending someone a link to the photo. Different ways you can do it. And you can also do this with video as well. If you wanted to share videos that you have in Google Photos, you can go ahead and share those with different people. And so that could be a good way to connect over the holidays. The other thing you can do in Google Photos is you can order prints and photo books. So you could create photo books or order prints and have them sent to people. This could be a good direct way to be able to send presents to people this holiday season. And Google Photos just provides a really streamlined way to do that. All right, well, that takes us to the end of this Appy Hour presentation. And I do not think that I see any questions coming in, but if you ever have any questions, the tech trainers are here, and you can always call the library to connect with us. But I hope that this information was useful. It will be archived here on Facebook, so if you're stumbling across this, I hope that this information is helpful for you as we approach another holiday season with COVID as part of our lives. It's challenging for many of us, but there is a lot of technology these days that can help us connect with family and friends, even if we can't be together during the holidays. I hope you all have happy holidays and are able to make the use of the tech I talked about today. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.